What's up, everybody? It's Thursday night. You know what that means? It's time for After the Roll. I am one of your hosts, me and my other personalities, because I'm the only host, Van Diesel. Joining me tonight are my lovely panel of pundits here to wax long about the Dungeons and or Dragons. We have, in no particular order on the screen, because I don't know what it looks like on the screen right now. We have Dr. Diz DM.
What's up?
We have Timmy Turbo.
Hello.
The one, the only, the Admiral. Double up Buck. And last but certainly not least, the...
He doesn't have words for me, y'all.
Jose,
Oh, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
The
She likes Right Said Fred, and she also may be dead. It's Ellen.
Oh,
Stop it. That hurts. I just died a little inside.
Fuck.
But see,
A
you
thing
found a way
happens.
around it, Buck. But it cost you. Well, I don't mind breaking that anybody breaks the rules as long as it helps us.
as
I
long
mean,
as
is
there's
anyone
monetary
shocked that-
value.
Exactly.
Is
as long
anyone
as there's
shocked that he
monetary
searched for a
value.
way around it, though?
No.
Not at all.
Oh,
Buck's
there
like, fuck
go.
you and your rules.
So you don't have to accept our rules as long as you pay us.
I mean, there are worse
I
deals.
was just proving a point.
So now the question is, will you have to do that every time until you click OK?
Unless I resub, and then
You
I can
need,
type in that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
So Buck's gonna be missing from chat for a bit because
Yeah,
he's
either that or
so damn stubborn.
we're going to be making bank.
One of the two.
So if you're wondering what this calamitous train wreck of a problem you're watching is, this is After the Roll, where we talk about what happened last Saturday on Not Actually Heroes Cataclysm. That's right, Not Actually Heroes Cataclysm, our homebrew D&D 5e campaign that you can watch live every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And by every other, I mean the second and the fourth. If there's a fifth weekend, you're out of D&D, Chad. It ain't
There's no
happening.
D&D.
We don't do it.
Nope.
We're off that weekend. So, I guess we will start this. It is the Calamitous Train. There we go. We got the party name now.
We have a
It's
party name.
The Calamitous Train Wreck.
Nice.
I mean, it'd be my
mean,
my
it's not
weekend
wrong.
anyway.
Ooh, you could even have a song with it. You could have like it's got a weapon. Like, so you got, I'm a train with a mace and I'm going your way.
Wait, now, Clan, in addition to coming up with a sign-off phrase for next session, now you also need to write the Calamitous Trainwreck theme song.
All right. All right, I'll do it. Add that to the list.
We're putting it on the list.
This goes on the list. All right. So we'll begin this interesting episode with the segment that everyone talks about, discussions. Sexy transition.
Okay, we're there.
Boom. All right. So, Diz, how you doing? How you been?
Good. Had an interesting session. I've got 2 characters on the ground. So I'm doing pretty good, right?
You would have had more.
Yeah, actually, one other one had been knocked down, but he got back up. So we'll see about what happens next time.
So what you're saying is he gets knocked down, but he got
Yes,
up again. We can't keep him down.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, Diz. So yeah, there's a lot of death
Mhm.
on everybody's
Well-
minds from last Saturday,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
right? And also going into the next episode of the campaign. So we're going to talk about that. I think that's pretty much the theme for this episode of After the Roll. And we're going to start off with something that I think other DMs may be interested in, that also involves death. And that is death saving throws. Now, you have instigated a rule that is a little bit different than the out of the box death saving throw. Now, if you would, Diz, tell us, since I know you have the DM and player's guide memorized in your brain meat right here, what is the standard rule for death saving throws?
Standard rule is when a player is brought to 0 hit points or below 0, as long as it's not their negative maximum hit point value, then they are knocked unconscious and they fall to the ground. And then on each of their subsequent turns, they have to roll a d20. And if you roll a 10 or higher, you get a success. If you roll a 9 or lower, you get a fail. If you get 3 of either of those, 3 successes, you stabilize. You still stay at 0 hit points, you're still unconscious, but you're no longer dying. If you get 3 failed saving throws, you die. If you're struck while you're rolling death saving throws by a melee weapon, it's an automatic critical. I think it's, well, is it with any weapon? I'm not sure if it's any weapon, but I'm definitely sure if you get struck by a melee weapon, it's a critical and it's automatically 2 death saving throws added.
Right. Okay, so that's the standard out of the box. Read the manuals. This is how death saving throws work. But as I said, you have instigated your own little custom rule here that about death saving throws, and I like this rule because normally when a person is rolling their normal death saving throws, like you said, they're just rolling it in front of everybody like they would an attack roll or a saving throw or something like that, and everybody can see it. So everybody knows, oh well, they've got 1 death saving throw, they got 2 death saving throws, or they've made their death saving throws, and they're okay. We don't have to worry about them right now. We can save that healing for later. But explain how Diz's saving throw works. That is not nice.
Roll a death saving throw.
Yeah, I know.
So, trying to keep, I guess, an air of suspense to the death of a character, we roll the death saving throws in private, and then the player DMs me the roll. So then I keep track of it. So what you end up doing is sometimes you'll have players that will run over and spend healing spells or potions on a character that's already gone, beyond their powers of saving.
Right.
So we kind of keep it secret that way, but it makes it really tense for the other players because they don't know if there's 2 successes and 1 fail. At any moment that character could just be dead on the ground, and or stable. They don't know, so which is how it would really be.
Okay. All right. So what was it? Just the suspense element that had you bring this rule to the table? What drew you to this rule? What was you like, holy crap, this is the rule that I need. I think this will be a good addition to the party, to the campaign, to my rule set.
So the suspense thing is good. It everybody metagames. It just happens, and there is a fair amount of it that DMs usually allow because it's just how it is. Otherwise it's not fun if you just smack everybody down that is constantly, metagaming.
Right.
Because it is a game. So you need to have fun with it. But in taking this element out, it prevents the players from, being tempted to metagame in those situations. Because if they know the character's stabilized, they're not going to rush over to help them. They're going to sit there and battle the enemy, which in reality, you wouldn't do that. If your friend fell down, and I use that term loosely with the party friend.
Friend.
That's true. There is no friends on
Because
these little.
JD hates all of us.
That's true.
If your friend's on the ground, you're going to run over to save them, probably first, unless something like a lion is jumping straight at your face or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, just to keep it, and we don't even tell the people watching. It's just me and you and the player that knows. So
I don't even know until you tell me.
yeah, a lot of times they don't message you.
They
just
don't know.
message me.
Nobody messages me.
Yeah.
You bastards. All
I
right.
need to
So
make sure to message you next week, Clan, so you're in the
yeah,
loop.
I want to know when you die.
He feels neglected.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
The first assistant DM, not the second assistant DM. All right. So, speaking of this past episode's theme of death, as a DM, some people may say it's your job to kill a party, right? Or at least give them enough of a hardship on encounters that they always fear the possibility of character death.
Mhm.
So, as a DM, when this happens and a character dies, whether it be, ancient dragons or a pack of roving goblins, as the DM on your side of the house, how do you handle that? How do you handle a character death as the DM? Is it a big deal at all, or is it just like, well, roll a fucking character sheet? Or how does it happen with Diz? How does Diz handle a character's death?
I get more attached to the characters than the players do, I think, a lot of times. So even though they might think I'm out to get them, and I am, because that's my job, but I don't really want to see them die because I've invested a lot of time in developing storyline that they haven't even seen yet. So if they
Mhm.
die, sometimes that storyline just gets tossed to the side because there's no way for the party to get over to that area without that character there. So sometimes it works out that the party's going that way anyway. But yeah, I still remember the first one, and it hit me in the like I felt my stomach drop out. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
it was
I was
it
there.
was intense. I was
It
like,
was not me.
I think I've explained it before. I was the dog chasing the car, and I caught the car, and I didn't know what to do. I was just
Yeah.
like, and then I killed a second one immediately after. So
That's true. That's true. You did. I put them in
usually,
jars.
I guess if I kill one, I end up killing two. So just watch
Well,
out, guys.
So far, the math is on point for this one as well.
Yep.
I was going to ask you memorable deaths, but I guess those are your most memorable deaths. The Orsic and of Russ's other character,
Aquarian. Yep.
Quarian. Yeah, they're fighting the undead beholders.
And the reason those are so bad is because they didn't initiate the fight, and they were actually trying to save other characters
Mhm.
from being killed when they got killed. So
Yeah,
it's always the heroes that die first.
it's true.
Oh.
Hey, either you die a hero or live long enough to be the villain, right?
Yep.
All right. So, the reason I wanted to focus on the story part of death is because I was watching a TikTok recently, and they brought up a good story point for Vox Machina. And spoilers, if you haven't watched Vox Machina, you might want to avoid this part.
Earmuffs.
Yep, earmuffs. La 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 la. But
Plug your ears, Tim.
when Vex dies
Mhm.
in the Sunken Temple, Percy kind of triggers it. Vex dies. Vax is like, all right, you Raven Queen bitch, take me instead of my sister.
Mhm.
And then that kind of makes their pact. So this person brought up that if the story and the characters had done just a little bit different, well, if the characters had done something a little bit different, then instead of Vax doing that, it would have been Percy
Could have been. Yeah.
that could have made a pact with the Raven Queen. And Vax wouldn't have, died at all because she died because she made a bad roll. So you just brought up a second ago that if a character dies, you've planned out, story for these characters where you evolve, go deep into their history and their past or what the character is trying to do, their motivation for being out in the world itself, not just in the party. If that character dies, then that more than likely is not explored unless you can weave it into somebody else.
Yeah. The story and all the characters that were to participate in the story are still there. The events are still happening, but whether the party gets to experience them,
Right. There's no reason to go to dead character's hometown if dead character is dead.
Yeah, maybe. You're
Right.
gonna have to return the body, and it leads
This
into
is for
something. Or
look, they
who
gonna
knows?
be stanky. I hate to break that to you. They gonna be stank nasty.
Not if
Ain't
you got
nobody
a
returning
cleric
that
with
body.
you use gentle repose, and everything's good.
There you go. Simple and clean. All right. So your opinion is, does a character's death help or hinder a story?
It helps more than it hinders. It adds humanity to the party. It makes them human when everything else in the game makes them gods. So
Mhm.
it brings them down to earth. So
You know what? I like that answer. I like that phrase. It
Yeah.
makes them human when everything else makes them gods. I like that. That's a good line. I like that. All right. So that's
I'm being
all
quoted
for
now.
yeah, there you go. Dr. Diz 2023. Somebody put that on a shirt. All right. So
Already got a shirt in the bank to make.
that's all we've got for discussions. Let's head on over to the group.
We're there.
Oh, nice. How about that? This is a freaking professional production chat. I don't care what anybody says. All right. So, hi everybody. Welcome back. How y'all doing? How y'all been?
We've been here.
Yep, you've been here. So, you've heard the questions and answers from Diz. So, this first question is just for Timmy and Buck. Because I have a special question for you, Ellen.
I made a
So,
quote for you, Glenn.
thank you. Timmy and Buck, as everything stands right now, as we left it early Sunday morning, what are your thoughts?
Caleb's a nervous wreck, man. He's a nervous wreck. Because honestly, out of the whole party so far, the one that she's connected to the closest has honestly been Kyrie. So that's something that Ellen and I were kind of building towards. And if Kyrie is on the verge of just biting the dust, then yeah, Kaylin's not going to be able to handle that very well. She doesn't have
Mhm.
too many people in her life that she would consider, truly close to her, or people that she truly cares about. Everybody else that held that title, they're gone. So she's practically just gonna feel like an empty husk at that point. So
There you go. Good answer. Good answer. All right, Buck. What are you and JD thinking at this point?
What I'm going to say is from the perspective of JD. This is in no way directed at a person. This is in no way attacking a person.
This
I
is
have to
gonna
get this
hurt.
out here.
I can tell. This is
Because-
already gonna hurt.
Because anyone that hears or watches this later better not get their feelings hurt or get their panties in a wad or get butt hurt.
The coming store.
Oh wait, maybe it's not directed.
So
at
here
me.
it is. JD is pissed off because nobody followed the plan. It all went to shit, and everyone that's down or hurt is at fault because they're fucking stupid. The only person
Damn.
that should have been seen and or hurt was Severin. And JD knows this, and he is mad as fuck at everybody else right now.
Special
And
guest
now he's-
JD.
Now he's in the line of fire to kill everything moving that is against us to try to get everybody out that he possibly can. And he has a feeling that he shot Huck.
Get confirmed.
No, he doesn't know that he shot Huck.
But he
He
doesn't
has
know.
a feeling that he shot Huck
But
because
for chat, I'm going to confirm it. He did shoot Huck.
because he didn't see Huck until Huck became visible after the general, until he saw Huck at the general, and then Huck come back and fall. And so JD knows he hit something that was invisible,
Mm-hmm.
shooting at one of the guards, and now
Mhm.
Huck's on the ground.
Yep.
So in JD's mind, he possibly shot Huck. But in that regard, he knows he tied Huck in the line and that Huck got out of it. And so he's even pissed at Huck right now. Because he tried to get Huck the hell out of there because he knew something bad was going to happen. So yeah, JD's pissed pretty much at the whole damn party for this going to shit.
All right.
To be
All right.
honest, he was willing to sacrifice Severin as soon as he saw everybody that came through that door.
Well, I mean, Severin and Sir Halram are new.
Right. But JD
So-
was willing to sacrifice Severin
mean,
because he saw what came
so-
through the door.
It's Lord Halram. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Lord Halram. Sorry.
He was ready to sacrifice Rathian. He didn't give a shit.
First of his
He didn't-
name.
He didn't go to 4 years of Lord school to be called
so-
Wait.
sir.
Does that mean JD wasn't willing to sacrifice me?
You weren't seen. None of us were.
That's not the question.
If
That's
you hadn't,
not the question.
if you hadn't have broke
that
the
no,
plan,
that is not the question.
if you had not broke the plan, we all would have got out of there unseen. Now he's
that is
pissed at
not
all
what
of you.
I asked.
You wouldn't have been sacrificed.
That's not what I asked you.
Yeah, but that's what
Mm.
I'm saying. You sacrificed yourself.
You're dodging the
Are you-
question.
Does JD like Kyrie enough that he would have
No.
sacrificed himself?
Not now, because she put
That's
herself in
not
that
what
situation.
I asked.
In the past.
But see,
before
you're adding
everything went to
something.
shit.
You're changing the whole situation though by stepping into the scene and changing form.
So I'll
When
let you-
JD
I'll let you guys.
turned-
So
when JD turned the party and told everybody what was out there, you chose to step forward and show yourself. At
Yes.
that point, JD said, "Fuck it."
first off, because Ellen didn't even think to stay hidden, that's completely being the honest truth. But she still wouldn't have done it if Ellen had
It happens.
forgotten. I had no way of knowing that Severin was trying to get out through the hall to run.
I
I had no
understand.
way of knowing. You didn't tell us that. So in my mind, he's standing in the middle of the room by himself. They're going to move towards him, move towards the door, and the rest of you guys are all still invisible. So my mind, I'm going to go back him up. I didn't know he was going out to the hallway to try to run out that way. So I had no way of knowing that I should stay hidden so
But
that
if you
they
but
could
if
run.
you'd have ran through to the chest, we all would have been invisibly following behind you, and they'd have seen nothing but him and killed him.
Yeah, it was partially Ellen didn't think of it, and it still wouldn't have made sense for her.
All right. Okay. So we've had Timmy's and Buck's thoughts on Sunday night.
Glenn, I
So,
swear to fuck if you make me cry.
Ellen, to get everybody caught up, as of right now, where is Kyrie and what is her condition?
So right now,
Mhm.
the majority of the fighting has been taking place in this sort of entrance hall area with another like hallway leading back to the room where everyone else is escaping.
Mhm.
Kyrie, her thought process was they didn't know where the rest of the group was that was still invisible. They had no way of knowing because the others in the group, as far as she knew, were trying to get out.
Right.
So, in order to keep the bad guys from going in the direction where all the invisible people were and potentially finding them, she ran to one of the side rooms off of this entrance hall.
Mhm.
And she was followed in by the succubus who things got a little bit personal with, who locked the door. Kyrie got a few stabby stabs in and is now laying bleeding and unconscious on the floor. And
right.
no one in the party knows she is in there because no one saw her go in that direction.
That was the thing I wanted to touch on. Yes, no one knows where she's at.
Yep.
So, thoughts, concerns.
A lot of them. um, to be honest, after Buck pointed out, he was like, "You should have fucking stayed put instead of running out there." I was like, "Yeah, that would have been a really great idea, if I'm gonna be honest, and probably better than any other decision I ended up making." But honestly, I'm I'm okay, kinda, because I stand by Tim. I swear to fuck, I just saw that. Don't get me started. Um, I'm okay with the decision she made
Mm-hmm.
that have gotten her into this position.
Mm-hmm.
I acknowledge it's a shitty position, and the odds of her getting out of there are the tiniest possible. But her goal was to get them out. Will she be annoyed if she somehow makes it out of here and finds out that they tried to turn around and come back? A little bit. A little bit. But her goal was to try to draw attention away so the others, including the injured people from the cells,
Mm-hmm.
could escape. Because in her mind, she owes her life to Eldrick, Morwen, Yarman. I think those are the only three who had rescued her
I
that are
think,
still in the group.
yeah, I think so.
So she owes her life to them. So in her mind, they need to make it out. Her life doesn't matter.
And to be fair, you did take one of the heavy hitters out of the play area because
I did.
the one succubus was firmly targeting you,
Yes.
going after you. So that is one less
Mm-hmm.
succubi that the parties had to deal with, which is good because these enemies been hitting hard.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit harder than your run the mill guard.
Going up against devils and elite guards.
Yeah. This
See, she was walking into this with full HP, but
now no
she-
HP.
she also has the lowest max HP out of everybody besides the wizards. So
That's true. I mean, you gave up some HP so you could stab quickly and run away.
yes, I did. I did.
All right, so Kyrie in the floor in a pool of her own blood.
Mhm.
Not where you want to be. Also, all the Healy people have no idea where she is currently
One
at.
of the Healy people went through the chest, so I think 2 of them did actually.
So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah. hmm Oh,
Bit of a
trust me,
situa-
I've weighed every possibility already.
Bit of a situation there, definitely.
Mhm.
I mean, technically, 3 of the 4 Healy people went through the chest.
I've lost track of how many people there are. I'm gonna be honest. We gained like 8.
There's
No, 10
47.
since we got to the party.
There are 47 people currently in the party.
Like we have 10 people with us right now that were not with us when we started the night.
That's true. Kyrie, though, not the only person that took a stabby stab and may end up on a slabby slab. We also got Severin, who's new to the party. He went down, but somebody gave him healing butt touches, and he was able to rise back up again. However, he is being chased by 2 Hell Riders. So his life is in danger currently as well. Because I'm going to guess, I don't know for exactly, but I'm going to guess at 1 or 2 hits from those Hell Riders, and he's going to fall on his face.
Well, I
Again.
think, though, by the way it's lined out, he's slightly okay for the moment. Because that one Hell Rider that chased him through the room ran straight at JD when he got through the door.
That is true. But he's definitely in danger.
Oh, yeah.
If
For
he
sure.
was in a video game, it would definitely be the part where the screen's flashing red and the things are going to be playing our song, Diz. The song of our people.
Song for people.
Yeah, the song of our people. All right, and then we have everyone's favorite metallic mage,
Mm-mm.
Huck, who is on the floor leaking oil or whatever it is that Warforged leaked. So what do we think here, everyone? With 2 potential, well, 1 down, but unlike Kyrie, everyone can plainly see there's a big metal lump in the floor. And then 2, 1 guy who can DPS and stuff, but it's on the verge of ultimate death. Also,
At least
does
they know where
anybody
he is.
so they know where he is, but does anybody care?
Well, the other question is, what kind of healing power do you guys have left? The only
Exactly.
We have
true
JD
healer,
and his healing kit.
Oh, that's
And you
that's
have-
not all you have.
you have a well, a partial paladin, we'll call him. So there, you do have a little bit of healing, but not a lot.
Drew Eldrick is spent.
Now your cleric went through the chest. It doesn't
And the
mean
cleric still has fucking spells left too. I creep.
it doesn't mean that he's out of play
I was
completely.
gonna say,
it just means
the
currently
cleric-
he is.
The
Yeah.
cleric's still within earshot, though.
Is he though? We don't know how far we are from the throne room.
He
But
has
you also
the,
haven't
he has
used. That's
he
right. You
has
guys
the
haven't.
planier. He has a planier.
That's right. I
comms
forgot.
device,
I'm the
though.
only one who used all of mine last time.
I gave Frugwin one. So
I think I'm still like right there with Huck and Severin. So
no, you're with Sir Harlem or Harm
Halram
Halram.
Halram, right
Lord
there
Halram.
with the general.
with the silent
Huck-
J.
Huck is halfway down the hallway
Oh,
with
okay,
the
okay.
prone guard
Okay.
on the floor.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you not okay then. Yeah. No, I'm not even close to
Severin's in the room behind me.
him. Ah.
One guard dead.
Nope.
You did take out one guard. And that's where we are. So what do you want to do about Huck?
I always said Huck was gonna get somebody killed. Turns out it's me.
It's gonna be me.
I was talking to Buck a little before, and he brought up a good point about Huck usually responds to being knocked down a certain way, but he doesn't seem to be.
Like I said, Saturday night, Matthias does good work.
He does half-ass work.
Is he red-eyed? No, that's what you wanted. No red eye.
Well, we
He
also
read
had
He
As-
red-eyed in the throne room.
as
Gibberish.
players, we got to see the interaction in the throne room.
I don't think
Yeah.
you saw that though, Buck, and none of us have told you.
It doesn't matter if I seen it.
JD
Diz just said as players, we got to see what happened in the throne room. As players, we watched Huck fall without red eyes. So as players, Matthias does half-ass work. JD
just
doesn't know
saying.
that Huck doesn't have red eyes right now either. JD's not close enough to him to see him.
That's true. That's true.
For all I know, you could have severed something in his leg and he fell and just hasn't turned red yet.
He just disabled redeye.exe and services.
That's not good because when it reboots, we're fucked.
He's building a hot fix.
I mean, maybe he'll remember more shit when he reboots. Clear up the memory
Maybe.
issue.
maybe.
But
He's
see,
maybe
screen right now.
maybe it resets everything he currently has learned about.
Yeah, he wakes up and he's formatted.
the worst part
And he's a
is
young man
that,
again.
Huck wouldn't have went down to that guard on the floor had he not been shot.
That is also true.
Because he'd still had 30 hit points.
That is also
Gibberish.
true. So, players. This is for all of you. I wonder if you all have the same answer or different answers.
Never the same.
How do you prepare for the possibility of your character's death?
I have a stack of backup characters this big,
Hmm.
including a new one that I made on Monday. And
So,
and I pretend to avoid the thought.
I was gonna say, if Kyrie does die, let's say, if
Mhm.
the character does die because they
It's
take
not
too
looking
long,
great.
they're looking around trying to find her, they don't get to her in time, whatever, she expires. Will you be sad that that character is gone?
Oh hell yeah. I mean, but like I said, there are worse ways to die in D&D.
Oh,
It
yeah.
could have been some stupid, pointless bullshit.
That's
You-
true.
You
It
mean
could have
like
been a
somebody
misplaced
tripping-
Stenasi Wild Surge.
It could have been somebody tripped over a wire and boulders crushed you in a cave.
Right. Right. So like I consider this a noble death.
You taking
So-
notes, Diz?
She stepped out as a hero, so yeah.
So like
Right.
it's still gonna hurt like hell, but I'm semi at peace with it.
Okay. All right. Buck and Timmy, I'll put you in the same spot. How do you prepare? What would you do if it was JD or Kalen doing the death?
Right.
How would you handle that?
I don't even know, man. I unfortunately don't even. I don't even have a backup for if something does happen to Kalen, man. this character is still so new, but yet I've tried to put so much, personality and build so much to her that all my characters are very important to me, as I would imagine all D&D characters players are to them. If something happened to her and she ended up just biting the dust, I would obviously be absolutely heartbroken. But that's the name of the game, and that's these things are bound to happen.
All right. Buck?
I mean, I'm good to go if something happens.
That's not allowed. I
Play
know
the
for a
bard.
fact. I know for a fact that's not allowed.
Wait, I kind of want to see a buck bard. I want to see
So,
what happens.
Here's the true
Bard
question.
allowed.
Do
Me
you
what
pour a
not
little?
allowed.
Do you pour a little out for JD if he dies?
Yeah. I mean, it's also the angry side of me. I mean, you and Clan were there when he was made. Y'all know
Yeah.
what actually went into his backstory and who he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of me.
Yep.
So, I mean, that part of me is always going to be a part of me, whether I want it to be or not. So, I mean, if he dies on paper, it ain't like he dies in real life.
True. All right. Well,
Now, I might die in real life if the one that replaces him comes out, because
that's true. She will murder you.
First player death on camera.
That's true.
It
I had
got
to
y'all
close
play
get-
death.
once.
y'all,
It got
y'all will-
close
y'all-
once, and it
y'all
was
will
It
Clan's
get close
fault.
ones. Yes, it
y'all,
was.
y'all will get demonetized big as crap though if she follows through with that on screen.
Yep.
That's true, but I bet we get a lot of hits on YouTube before they took it down. Okay, so in talking with that, we kind of answered the next question I have, which would be coping with a character's death. So Ellen's coping mechanism, she would be sad, but she has 45 ready and able to go characters at the drop
Yeah,
of a hat.
yeah, the one I'm probably gonna end up going with, you can blame Tim for.
What did you do, Tim?
What?
So,
Oh yeah,
so
I did give her inspiration
I
for
was
this one.
I was like, I don't want to give up rogues because they're fucking great. So I'm looking at the other rogue subclasses, and I say something about the Inquisitor rogue. Is that what it's called? Whatever the fuck it is. And I was like, I was explaining, I was like, it's Sherlock Holmes rogue. And he was like, are you about to make D&D Nancy Drew? And I was like, I wasn't, but I am now.
I am now. No one expects the rogue inquisitor.
But yeah,
All right.
and I also
right.
will be making sure I have plenty of alcohol when we play next session.
Fair.
I'll
Pour one
need
out
it.
for some of these characters. That's right. Timmy has already said that he wouldn't know what to do if Kalen bit the big one. And then Buck would be okay, but mad.
Oh no, I mean, let's face it, part of me is always mad.
You're like the Incredible Hulk.
You said it,
No.
not us.
You
No.
do be mad a lot.
It's just the fact that to stay in character, I just have to stay in the mindset of what I was when I was in that part of my life.
All right. So that is all of my prepared questions. So this is the fun part of the show where we open it up to the panel and the chat. What questions, if any, do you all have for each other or me? So-
I came prepared.
Oh, nice.
I came prepared. Now, I've already said I'm okay if she dies.
Mhm.
And I am, I swear. So this is only about 40% seriously me begging.
Mhm.
But I have written out a list of 7 reasons to not kill Kyrie.
Okay.
I like it.
Number
Pleading her
1.
case.
This is me reading word for word. I literally wrote this out. Number 1, Diz has written intense backstory arcs for her based on both information he's given me and information he's asked me for. If she dies, odds are all that work goes to waste.
Yep.
Number 1,
True.
he already mentioned it. Number 2, the party's been super inconsistent with characters. Do we really want to make them accept someone new when they still barely know half the group?
JD
Yes.
is getting used to it, I think.
Listen, I got a list. Like I said, only 40% serious. Number 3, she's nobly trying to give the group a chance to escape, so she should get karma points.
Fair. Fair.
Number 4, she just got her bard powers, and she doesn't even realize she has them yet. So she should at least have a chance to have some fun with them. Number 5, it could be argued that Diz still owes me one from when Raz murdered Astra.
Hmm.
He still owes me one from that traumatic
I
experience.
like that.
Fair.
Number
Fair.
6,
Yeah.
it would break Kaylin's heart.
It would.
True.
It would.
And finally, number 7, pirates are cool. So in conclusion, please don't actively try to kill her.
Fair. I like those. Those are good reasons. I like
Yes,
it.
I think they're great reasons.
Diz, will you take that under advisement?
I will tell you that I've already thought about this encounter. And I don't even think I've discussed it with you, Clan. But I've already thought about the encounter, and I already know what is going to transpire in the next like 2 to 3 turns into the next part.
Okay.
Already know. So
I have
TPK.
a stress
and
headache right
li-
now.
like I said, I let the dice decide what happens. So, and that they've
This
never
is
they've
just
never done
me
me wrong.
begging for not immediate claws. She dead.
I have a question. Is it considered metagaming
Hmm?
if I played the dragon card, but have literally purchased the aid of the entire chat to vote for a good dragon when it is summoned?
Hey, it's part of the rules. So
You're
think
right,
he's
but I'm
bluffing.
saying if
I think he's bluffing. I don't think he's got the dragon card.
He's got
he
a lot
bluffing?
of cards, man.
I'm saying if I
Does have a
make
lot of
sure that
cards.
everyone in chat is like, yes, we'll say good dragon. Is that considered metagaming? If I make sure everyone says it's good dragon.
It's not metagaming because you're doing it as a player, right? You're affecting the game as the player, not as JD. So
Okay.
Because I have scenarios in my head, but the only
Babe,
ones,
I need your
the-
iPad 2 Saturdays from now.
the
I need
only way
extra
it'll,
people.
yeah.
I need extra people in chat.
my
I
scenarios
need to
in my
make
head depend on a
20
nat 20.
I need to make 20 Twitch accounts. Stat.
so I have a question. Actually, I have probably about 5 or 6 questions here that I was writing down as we were going through here. Some of them are related to and some of them are completely off topic.
She
so-
said, do whatever I need to do.
Thanks,
Nice.
Harley.
So, what do you think happens after player death?
Multiple things.
Because we know in D&D there is the characters have souls unless they've been claimed by some demon or something. They usually pass on to Kelemvor for judgment, and if they had a certain faith, then they end up in that plane of existence where their deity
Yeah, I need to talk
resides.
to you about that. Make sure her soul is ready.
Make
I
sure you
mean-
pick a good deity.
I mean, at the same time, though, there's also spells if we can find somebody high enough, right? That can
Yep.
bring a soul back within 7 days.
But you know what else you need for that? You need the body.
You don't think that if
So,
we kill everybody in that fucking
true-
building, we can find it?
True
True resurrection.
resurrection.
Don't even
At
need the
the
body.
high, it's really high level spell.
Okay.
Or reincarnation.
Okay, so
you
my
don't actually
look,
have to have the body.
my search, Reincarnation, you at least need a part of the body. Trust me, I've been looking at this shit.
The
I've
true
been looking at what
resurrection,
level
you
of spells
don't.
our people have
Mm.
and what would be possible. But
Oh,
yeah,
I'm not talking about from our party. I'm talking about finding somebody.
fair.
It's the true resurrections, okay?
But I've actually looked up the prices of like what this should cost in game, and some of those spells are way up there in gold prices. It's
Yep.
I don't know whether the party has that kind of pull, but also, so to get off the player death stuff, I mean, we'll deal with that.
Hey,
You know,
they
when
do
we get
have a
to it.
friend that is a member of a church. Just saying.
Actually, you guys
Oh,
shouldn't
that's on my
forget
list of scenarios.
who
Trust
you
me.
rescued. You just rescued. I don't know how many clerics or holy men.
Yeah, Lathander's people, we rescued at least 2 of them.
So,
That's comforting.
favors.
I hadn't
And
thought of that element of things.
it's all kinds of different options, but those may not work out, and there may be other things that happen after the.
Plus, it counts. It relies on them actually trying.
Because when a player has a character that dies, if they actually really are invested in that character, there may be other means of them affecting the game or coming back at some point, or so.
I mean, we also have to go get the gin in the bottle in the damn keep.
I forget. Did we promise to bring it back without letting the gin out?
We said we'd go get the jar. We never said that we wouldn't manipulate what was inside it.
Okay.
Right.
Ellen feels slightly better.
Interesting.
I don't. I have all sorts of ways this could play out in our favor.
I mean, Sever's gonna die and Yarman's gonna grab the jar. So I mean, we're fucked either way.
All right. So, other question. You guys have killed 2 members of the royal family and exposed the other 2. So the guards that were there saw what the royal family became. So what do you think that means to the city here after this whole battle incident that you're involved in is resolved?
Depends on if word gets out. If anybody makes it out of there that isn't a guard.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on how far the corruption the Hell Riders have fallen.
Mhm.
It also
Okay.
depends on if Dremic is fully in their pocket and knows that they can do and shift and are what they are. Because if he knows what they are and he's still following them, then all the Hell Riders are corrupt. For the most part, except for Nathaniel. That we know of.
To
If
be
he
fair,
doesn't know and he's just now seeing it, then there may be a chance to stop this.
But they also haven't reacted at all.
They've all been behind them the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I would say that they're in battle, so they're dealing. Soldiers usually deal with the most immediate threat. So
That's what I'm saying. The Duchess and the lady have been behind them the whole time. Their backs have been to them. They've just been hearing their voices telling them what to deal with, and they haven't turned to look at them after they shifted. There's no guarantee that they fully know that they can shift. Dremic may not.
I was just curious if you guys were going to try to take over the city there. Raise
We've
one
got
of
so
yourself
much
as-
shit that we need to do.
I mean, if we can get out of there alive,
You spent so much time here. I figured you just wanted to live here.
It's
if
really only been like 4 days.
if we
I
can get
know.
out of there alive, though,
in real world time. You're spending
and
a lot
get
of time
and
there.
get the guys that, and girls that we saved out, then it'll spread. Everybody will know. The people of Lathander will tell. Eldrick and them will tell. But that's not the problem. There's another problem in this town, even if we take out the Royals, even if we take out the Hell Riders.
What is that problem?
The son of a bitch in the fucking slums.
JD's holding the grudge.
It's not a grudge. He's got the Hell Riders in his pocket. This dude's not scared of them, and he knows the royal family won't come down and fuck with him. He's a problem if you want to uproot all the shit in this town and get it kind of cleansed of all the bullshit. He's got to go too if you're going to clean the town.
I gotta survive first, man.
I'm not saying we have to. I'm not saying we have to fucking rid the town of all this bullshit. I'm just saying he's part of the problem too. If you're gonna try to fix the town and get rid of all the bullshit. I remember him, Clan. JD knows.
Pepperidge Farm
Pep-
remembers.
Him and his motherfucking Goliaths.
To bring it back to the battle scene, what did you guys think about back-to-back fights?
It's realistic. It sucks, but it's realistic.
I'd say as a whole, the spellcasters are the ones that hate that more than the fighters.
Yeah, because you actually were able to assist in that, but if you hadn't, Adara was tapped. I'm pretty
Yep.
sure, or close to it. So she just became a really weak fighter.
I mean, she had her like what cantrips or whatever, but I mean, what was
Yeah.
that really gonna do?
Against these, no shot.
Uh-uh.
So interesting. So maybe a little bit of a taste of the other campaign when we move over to it. It's going to be a lot of dungeon crawling, so it's more of an endurance type of fighting system instead of, all at once spend all your stuff and just seeing how you guys hold up against multiple fights back to back. And who knows, there may be another fight after this one. If you survive this
Depending
one.
what's happening back on the other side of that chest. I haven't even let myself think about that part.
I think that's when the dragon flies in if there's a third battle. Okay,
Diz, I have like almost 500 cards on yours, and I have like the ability to pull
Gosh.
18 packs for free with your channel points right now from what I've been accumulating.
Man.
I can throw some shit if need be. I'm not afraid to.
Something I've noticed, and much like Buck, I'll do a disclaimer. I'm not going after anybody, and I don't want to discourage role playing, and I don't want to discourage creativity, especially in battle. But the battles that we have seem to take a long time. So I've thought about implementing a 60-second timer on everybody's turn. That way
That's
you
fine.
get 1 minute to decide. That way it
Mm.
feels intense, like you feel like you're in the battle. You have to make a decision. If you don't make a decision before the clock runs out, then you forfeit your turn.
Well, yeah, because just the first 3 rounds of the big bad fight took almost 2 hours.
Mhm.
So I'm fine with that.
And sometimes it does take me a little bit longer to find a purple dragon and put it on the but I wouldn't count that against the player.
Right.
That's just me having to do that. So some of that stuff does take longer to set up, but and it's not against anybody. I don't, I appreciate. I've had fun in all the battles. I just feel like we don't get to a lot of the storyline. It takes a while, and I feel like in doing that, you guys, it gets drug out, and you guys forget. Like
Yeah.
we could have did El Toro in, 3 or 4 sessions, maybe, or maybe 5 sessions, including going to get the bottle and stuff like that. But it's kind of drug out into like 10 or 11 sessions, a lot of sessions. Which I love El Toro. My last campaign spent a little bit of time here, but you guys think it's not bad? 60 seconds? Or...
Well, we had to do that in the first campaign, kind of
did,
like
yeah.
this one. We had so many people that it was taking, 3 or 4 hours to go through combat. And I think on that one, it was what you had like 6 seconds or something on your turn or something to
I think it was like 20 seconds.
declare your action or something like that.
Yeah,
Or else
and
you
I
just lost
think-
your turn.
I think it might also help if we enforced if it is not your turn or you are not being impacted by what is happening at the moment, your ass is muted.
Yeah, you don't have to
'Cause
so
there-
much mute.
Yeah.
When you watch Critical
Well-
Role, sometimes you'll hit a funny moment and everybody laughs, and
Right. But
that's going to happen in
there's
our game too.
laughing at funny moments, and then we all do it. I know we all
Yeah,
do.
we do.
I catch myself doing it, but like it adds up.
Yeah, you everybody has to be mindful of having fun, but limiting what you contribute at certain times because it slows the combat way down.
Right. And we have chat on stream. We have Zoom chat. We have Roll20 chat. Just put your commentary somewhere
Yep.
else. It doesn't
it
need
over
to be
there.
said out loud and hold everyone else up.
Maybe if you make a comment, I judge like how funny it was, and if it was funny enough, I let it go. But if it's not funny, then you get disadvantage on your next turn.
Oh shit. Oh damn. That I don't know. I don't know, man.
Look what you done did.
I mean, if that's the case, then that goes against you and Clan also.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Sir, I make the rules. I am the rules.
That'll fall
Mister,
into
I
my
am the
campaign
law.
against you as well.
He is the
Hey.
law.
You've almost had me kill people. So with my food.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
I can't help your
This has
dice
almost
roll.
killed me yet again, guys.
First
It
off,
gave me food
first off,
poisoning too.
Ellen rolled a nat 1. That was not on you, Diz.
I still blame him.
But no, I wouldn't do that. I agree with Ellen. A lot of that stuff should be pushed over in the chat. If it does slip out into, because sometimes we're playing a game. We have to have fun. We have to laugh. We have to enjoy it. If we're not enjoying it, then we shouldn't be
What are we
playing it
doing?
in the first place.
Yeah.
So, but it can go over the top. And I think that as long as everybody is mindful that if I call everybody on it or call certain people on it, I'm not trying to pick on them. And, I'm just trying to keep the game flowing and appreciate the comedy because
And not have a single
we all
fight
love to
take
do
2
it.
sessions.
Yeah, because when we get into some of these big fights, I'm thinking they're going to take 3 sessions to do just the combat, and I'm like,
I
oh
mean,
my
once we get
God.
to your big bad, we'll spend fucking 2 months trying to kill that fucker.
And to be fair, some of those fights will have multiple phases that you'll have to go through. So it wouldn't be really too far fetched to have them on different, occasions. But it's more fun if you can do it all at once. You can experience the whole thing as intense in the moment.
Instead of having to sit for 2 weeks with the fact that your
Yeah.
character's gonna fucking die.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm great,
right?
guys. I'm doing great.
All right, so some lighthearted stuff. It's unrelated to the actual campaign. I've thought about adding some of this stuff before, and I don't know that I'll just throw it in immediately. But some stuff I did kind of start with the beginning of the campaign. It was called shots, where you could, select what you're doing, like specifically, like how Russ ran in and said he grabbed a hold of the guy's gauntlet and cast that spell on it. He was very specific on what he was doing. Just like if JD said, "I'm going to try to shoot the guy in his eye to blind him" or something. What do you think about those? Because I have
think they
my own
add
opinion.
flavor.
But yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool if they existed, but they're not essential.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm not against it.
I feel like it's good, but if it's overused, then it becomes, because let's say Buck figures out that he can blind the characters, and he does that every time, right? Then it starts becoming this, just what I do. I start making the enemies wear visors or something so they can't be blinded. All the
That
bad
giggle
guys,
tells me he was already thinking that.
all the
And
bad
then
guys
chat,
are talking
all
to
I
each other.
do
And they start buying
is
helmets.
I spend a grit point and use my piercing shot and go through the visor and still hit them in their eyeball.
Ooh.
You
See, what
really
I
should have
like-
never let him make JD.
Yeah, I'm
So
not afraid
fucking
of
broken.
I'm not afraid of the
So
broken
broken.
characters. They're fun. It always impresses me when he rolls damage. I'm like, holy crap, it's a lot of damage.
Also, it just allows us to make broken enemies.
it
Yeah, and they
does,
kill
yeah.
me instead.
It's just like the superhero thing. You add a superhero, you get super villains. So, but I like called shots. I like if you were trying to shoot the weapon out of somebody's hand. I mean, that would be a really difficult shot. If you're trying to shoot them in the eye or something. And actually I added it to the game, just nobody ever used it. I think I would change the rules a little bit, and I would just kind of ad lib the AC value that it would increase by. Just very situational. That way, maybe it would discourage people from doing the same action over and over and over again. Because most of the time, you don't want it. Like, I wouldn't want to see JD run in and be like, "Okay, I have 5 shots. I'm going to shoot him in both eyes. I'm going to shoot his ears off. And last one, I'm going to shoot him in the dick." And like, why? Why the last
How did I know
one?
the dick shot was going to be in there?
Why?
How
That is
did I
not
know?
First off, that is not what I would do, sir. I'd put one right here because more than likely it'd be a spellcaster, and he can't talk if he can't
He
fucking
couldn't talk, right?
If he
I
can't
don't know.
see and he can't talk, we're good because he doesn't know where he's placing it.
I think if you guys use something like that, there won't be any official rules. We'll just kind of play it by ear on those, just to make sure that the combat stays kind of balanced and it doesn't go too topsy-turvy.
Well,
The
the
other
main
thing-
reason is I've never used it with JD is because I've got an ability that I can disarm a sucker
You can, yeah, you
with,
can knock
with a
people
gunslinger.
prone.
So if I want to
disarm
take
them,
somebody's weapon, I just call that shot to shoot him.
yeah, and there's also that giving everybody the ability to disarm somebody takes away from the fighter's ability to do that. So,
Which I'm fine if that's what
Yeah.
you want to add. I'm just saying there's no reason for me to use that part of it because I can physically do it in my build.
True. The last one, and Clam will really enjoy this one because it's a callback to his favorite game, I think. Combo moves.
Ah, yes.
So, like, if you on your turn you say you have, like, you would have had to work this out as characters beforehand and practiced it, like combining two of your abilities, and on your turn, so you go first, Ellen, as the character, and you say, "I'm going to hold my action to do a combo with JD here, okay?" And on JD's turn, the one trailing, that's when the combo would initiate. You can kind of combine them to, because in Chrono Trigger, they had a lot of combo moves like that.
Mhm.
Call back to that game.
Yep.
I think
Combo
it would
moves,
be
triple
fun.
text.
We just need to we would just need downtime to actually plan this
Yeah.
shit in character.
Yep.
But what's downtime, right?
I think you guys might have some downtime coming up. So.
I think Diz owes us downtime. I think we've got like a month's worth of backlog.
That's got a lot of PTO coming.
That's all I had.
All right. That's all. That's
I
all your
hijacked your show.
questions.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think Buck has
I-
thoughts on combo moves.
So my big concern is if Huck dies, what does JD do? And I'm not
That's a
talking about
horse.
the fact. And I'm not talking about the fact that him and Huck's relationship. Everyone that JD knows has worked beside for a year, has been a part of with this guild. Hell, even the guild itself is gone. What mission is he on?
Are we gonna get a JD existential crisis?
Existential crisis.
Are we
Does
gonna get a midlife crisis for
D-
JD?
does JD even stay
Is
with
he
the
gonna have
fucking party anymore? Does
That's
he
a good
leave
point.
and go do the mission his damn self because he doesn't trust any of these people anymore because they can't even follow a simple fucking task of getting out invisible without a fight? I mean, he can't trust anybody, even Huck right now. And everybody's left. To JD, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He has nobody to call to talk to, like on the orb. The orb's gone. He doesn't even know where the fuck that's at because he wasn't with the party when it disappeared. Doesn't know where Harrison and Jenny have gone. The guild hall was destroyed when he got there. So where the hell does he go to find out where to bring the general if he even finds him?
That is a question.
Mm-hmm.
Like to JD right now, with his previous training, he's behind enemy lines with no contact with his unit, and he has no idea where to meet up with them when it's over, when he obtains his objective. So what the hell is he supposed to do?
That is the
That
question.
is, yep, that is a question.
So that's where he's at right now because everybody keeps leaving. It's like they don't give a shit about the mission that they were tasked to do. And he still doesn't know what happened to Turk because no one told him where Turk went. As a player, I know Turk's dead, but as JD, he doesn't know where Turk went. Or half the rest of the party that was gone before he got there. So there's a lot of shit going on in JD's head. And this is twice now that he's just tried to help the team get out of somewhere and they fucked right off and didn't even listen to him.
So, will this cause JD to open up and be honest with the other party members?
It may cause him not to talk to him at all.
I mean, he pretty much does that already.
Oh no, there's plenty of times that they've come and sat down at a table like working on explosives or other things, and he's told them ideas he's had.
True.
Right now, he's torn on whether to even have a conversation with them because right now they haven't even tried to do anything. He understood the fact of the fact that once all hell broke loose and the two he didn't know decided to fight. I mean, hell, the paladin went to go fight. Paladins fight because shit hit the fan and they're honor bound, duty bound, whatever the hell. And Sir Halram went and fought. Okay. I don't know who the hell he is. Let him fight. But the whole rest of his team broke rank and ran to go fight invisible. And then he sees them popping up everywhere. Like, what in the flying fuck is happening here?
It's true. It's like Ellen said earlier. It's kind of like real life, and in real life, you don't always make the best decisions.
So JD has
I don't
come
even
back
remember.
to try to do what he can to figure out why everybody decided that it was better to fight the worst battle they've come across so far for no reason. And once he sees the bullet hole in Huck, it's going to change his mind or change his mentality of something else too, if he sees it.
I had a reason in my defense.
True.
I wasn't invisible.
That's the problem, right? Everybody thought they had a reason for what they did, and at that moment, to them, they were justified in what they were doing, right?
Oh, I'm not saying as players that they weren't doing what their character would have done.
Right.
And
So I'm just like, their characters at that time thought that was a good idea for whatever reason.
and so
Exactly, justified.
and so if they make it out of here alive, the conversation that JD has could go one of two ways. He could rip into every one of them for being fucking idiots,
Mm-hmm.
or he could just decide to sit there and just look at them like they're all fucking idiots and not say a word and just drink and be pissed off and think about everyone he's lost, everyone that's left, everything going on with the guild, and debate on whether he even should be here because it doesn't feel like any of these people care.
It's true.
Because none of these people know why we're here.
I was going
Not
to say,
really.
do they even know the mission?
I mean, Kyrie, Adara were around when we had the discussion about the general. Everybody else that's in the party know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean Huck, but Huck may not make it.
That's true.
Huck's been around since the beginning, but he may not make it. Kyrie
is in
may
the-
not make it.
They are in the final countdown.
Not looking great.
All right.
So it all depends.
Anyone else? Questions, queries, statements of fact, feelings deep within their heart?
Oh, so many. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I can't wait till the next session.
I want
I-
Diz to put
I
his
can't,
loaded
but
dice.
I also can.
I want Diz to put his loaded dice away for next session.
Or he can send them to
You
me.
want to see it? You want to see it?
Send them to me to use.
This is the one.
Yeah. The killer dice
If
from
you
outer
use
space.
that one, to determine if I die, I don't know if I'll be able to forgive you, Diz. I don't know. I don't
Oh
know.
no, that's the one that he's gonna roll to see if the general can break free of that fucking spell.
You want a test roll?
I do, but I
Mm.
don't.
Not good, not bad.
Okay,
Roll-
so I need to
roll to
start
10.
I need to start googling curses for dice and how to do them from a distance.
You'll
There
need
you
to
go.
go on and look up some stuff from Louisiana.
That's true.
Oh,
That's where the best
but
where the best stuff
man,
is.
my number one rule is don't fuck with ghosts and don't fuck with voodoo.
No, you don't have to fuck with voodoo. You just have to find something that has goofa dust involved.
Okay,
We
that's fair.
got to bring that into the campaign. Diz.
Because if you can get a hold of goofa dust curse breaking, Diz is screwed. Because
There you
Diz
go.
doesn't even know what that'll do, but his dice will be fucked.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, if no one has anything else, I guess we will call this episode of After the Roll completed. Hope everybody had fun. I know I did. Hope there were some good questions and answers and some behind the scenes knowledge that you gained from the DM and the players. As always, you can find After the Roll after every episode of Not Actually Heroes Cataclysm, which airs on the second and fourth Saturday right here on twitch.tv/Nerdacopia Network at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And besides D&D, we also do a couple of other things. Like on Monday nights at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Super Retro Game Show Extreme, where this Monday we'll be celebrating our 100th episode, which is pretty good. We got syndication now.
How many episodes have been Majora's Mask?
93. 93 episodes of Majora's Mask. It's the game that never ends. But yeah, we're we're playing Majora's Mask, and we're getting ready to start the Water Temple on Majora's Mask. So after this,
Yep.
there's only one more temple left, but I'm sure there's at least 18 weeks of utter bullshit between that and the final temple. And then, like I said, that's
I would guess no more than 7.
17. You heard it here, chat. 17 additional weeks of bullshit between the two temples. So that's on Monday nights at 10:30 p.m. And then, of course, on alternate Thursdays, we have Three Old Men, where myself, Dr. Diz, and the Admiral, Double Up Buck, get together and talk about things. We used to talk about how things were better when we were younger, but we're kind of switching that up just a little bit. It's becoming more of a talk show. And I like that. Diz likes that. Buck likes that. So that's what we're doing. So a little change there, but it's evolving, chat, like a Pokemon or
Like
a
a
platypus.
Platypus.
Yep. All right. So Buck is getting lots of sleuths
It's getting prepared.
there in the chat. So watch out for the next session of D&D because shit's about to get real. All right. So that is that. If you want to check out past episodes of After the Roll or Super Retro Game Show Extreme or Three Old Men or Not Actually Heroes Cataclysm or the upcoming return of Not Actually Heroes The Forgotten, be sure to go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Nerdacopia Network, and you can get that URL by typing !NerdTube in chat. You can go there and get caught up in all of our shenanigans and fall asleep to some lovely ASMR.
Okay.
Because every YouTube channel's got to have ASMR, chat. It's federal law. And then also we have the aforementioned sleuths. If you want to interact with the D&D campaign, get help the party, hurt the party, summon a dragon, be it good or bad. Buy sleuths, make it happen. It's up to you. See, I think that's all for us. So, Buck,
Yes.
you do the streamy strams.
Yes.
What do you do on your streamy strams?
Well, since WoW likes to be an ass on Tuesdays, I play 7 Days to Die here lately. We try not to die. So far, we're doing good at it.
Good job on not dying.
Yeah, yeah. So we tried to do that on Tuesday and Wednesday because they've been doing a lot of updates here lately on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we play some World of Warcraft, usually on Monday and Fridays, when the VA isn't holding me hostage in appointments. And then on Saturdays, when I'm not playing with you guys in D&D, I am running my own campaign, which will be this coming Saturday,
That
where
is true.
y'all are currently locked in a town.
I swear, between both games, it's a game. But between both campaigns, it's a game of who can traumatize Ellen more.
That is true.
We're
That
locked
is
in there with
true.
our weapons, though. So
That's
Yeah,
true.
but nobody knows how many people are on the other side of that gate,
And
or what
emotional damage.
or what is on the other side of that gate. To be honest,
I mean, I just walked through.
that's
I ain't got no fear.
he's not a
All right.
halfling though, chap. Just
That's
so-
true. Not a halfling. All right. Well, Double Up Book is not the only one that streams. Timmy,
Hello.
promote yourself.
So I primarily do a lot of Destiny content. We are definitely getting ready for the newest expansion coming out at the end of this month, which is Lightfall, taking it back to Neptune. Really excited for what's to come with that. We typically stream Wednesday evenings from 7:30, actually now 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till it varies between about 10 or 11 p.m. Kind of depends on the day. But yeah, no, we try to have a good time there. It's come on, check us on out.
All right. Excellent. We will do that. And Ellen, keep being awesome.
I was gonna say you can usually find me him streams, lady
That's
streams,
true.
and
That's true.
D&D.
That is true. She is everywhere, chat. Find her wherever good content is made. And so, with that, on behalf of my super sexy panel of guests, I have been Clan Diesel, your host with the most. And as always, we hope all your rolls are nat 20s. Good night, everybody.
Good night.